we talk about the normal distribution. This is the normal distribution. Normal distribution. Normal distribution. It's a fair curve. It's a fair curve. The mechanism for generating this data is random. No matter it is flipping a coin, no matter it's flipping a coin, or is an exam score, or is the people's, how long the people live. We don't have to say it's a cancer. Let's say it's just a regular people. Let's say this is a 70 years old. This is a 75 years old. This is 80 years old. And here. If we get these, then what's the story? What's the story? Then we'll say that how long a person lives is purely random. If this is 70 years old, 75 years old, 80 years, 90, 95, or this is 60 years old, 50 years old. This is how many people that die at 50 years old. How many people die at 70 years old? If most people die at 70 years old, this is a fake data, okay? I didn't give the exact number, but we know that most people die at 70 years old. And a little bit less than is 75 years old. A little bit more less is 80 years old, and 85 years old, 90 years old, 95 years old. And here is the argument. If we really have these, then the story behind is how long a person lives. It's a random. It's a random. It's like in Chinese culture is a ghost in the hell. And according to Chinese culture, is the ghost in the hell. He has a book. He has a book, and how long each person lives is written down in that book. So when he sees it's time, then he comes to get somebody's life. Then that person dies. This is the true Chinese the story. But if it is this, then would say that little ghost in the hell, he's throwing the coin. He's throwing the coin. It's purely random. A person live or die is purely random, which cannot be true. Which cannot be true. I would say suppose we get this data. Okay. If there's a little bit peak, if there's a little bit of peak, we say here, now a little bit of peak, then what's the story? What's the story? Huh? What's the story? There are two kinds of people. There are two kinds of people. This kind of people is also random. It's also random. Just the odds of live is a greater. The chance of live is a greater. Kind of there are two kinds of people. Okay. So if this then will be the maybe related to first of all, people does not die randomly. Okay, they never die randomly. Okay, so it's a fake. But the story is if there's another peak, you should realize the data is mixed. The data is mixed. There are two kinds of coins. I give you 28 coins. All the coins is the same, is identical, suppose identical, okay? I got it from bank. But if there are two kinds of peak, you say, wow, teacher, there are two kinds of coins. There are two kinds of coins. Okay, back to here. So this is a tilted. It's a tilted. There's on your textbook, these are pictures. Chapter 13, okay? We are working on chapter 13. Page 266. Page 266. Figure. Figure, 13.1. So this is a tilted. Can you understand what this picture is talking about? Read it, okay? Read it. What is the picture talking about? PhD. Can you understand this feature? Can you understand this feature? It's a little hard. This is why I say the histogram. It's not easy. Histogram. All these are histogram. Histogram. In your company, if you explain to your office mate this picture, then you are showing off. In your office, if you can explain this picture, because more than 50, they cannot understand. So what's this? My join is not identical to 13.1. So let's suppose, so these are the number of the PhD graduates. This is the number of PhD graduates. Then 0 to 10, 10 to 20. Okay? The number of PhD graduates in engineering department. These are the how many universities have. There, okay, totally have 152 universities. So the peak is between 0 to 5. So most universities only have 0 to 5 PhD graduates, minority race. Minority race. Then between 5 to 10, they didn't give up. They didn't give up. They just say, so 0 to 5 is the tallest. Let's give it a number. Let's say 20. Let's say 20 universities. Totally 152. So that maybe is 50. 50 universities have 0 to 5 PhD graduates in minority race. And let's say the next part. Let me exactly, to be easy, let me exactly draw that. So, so this is a 0 and 10. Clearly this is a 5. Okay? And this is a 20. Okay, you see it? So this is a figure 13.1, which means there are 0 or 5 PhD graduates. 0 or 5 PhD graduates. Totally is this much. The book doesn't say it. To be easier for teaching, let's say 50. Let's say 50 universities. Because I just want to show you the shape. Okay. Now for between 6 to 10 PhD graduates in engineering field and minority race. Okay, minority race. Between 6 to 10 PhD graduates, let's say 30 universities. And from 11 to 15, let's say 10. Let's say 10 universities. There are 10 universities. After finish the statistics class, if you can, in the office, you can explain, as you already have the feeling. It is not easy. It's confusing. It is confusing. So, are you following? Are you following? Let's say. So here is a 0. Here is a 40. According to the book, okay? And here is a 50. So apparently here is a 45. Here is a 45. Okay? So you said yes. Now can you explain to me what here means? 45 to 50. What does that mean? Huh? Here has a little box. Look at your book. It's better than my drawing. What does this mean? 45 to 50. Let's say the height over here is a 2. What does that mean? Huh? What does that mean? Where's your textbook? Where's your textbook? I give you a phone. I'm serious. Anybody who didn't bring the test 45 to 50. Huh? I heard something is a very promising. Yes. What? Huh? Yeah, I heard another word, university. Very promising. So there are 2 universities has 45 to 50 PhD graduates. 45 to 50 PhD graduates. Okay, minority race. Okay, engineering field. Okay, engineering field. Okay, so let's see what's this bar. What's this bar? Is 30. Here is the 30. So apparently this is a 35. And here is a 25. Can anybody tell me what this bar means? If here is a 3, here is a 3. Anybody tell me what this bar means? I only heard one word. If you want your phone back, you better explain to me. What's this bar? Use 3. Hand off your 3 phone. Yeah. What does this mean? This is a histogram. Don't forget what we are looking at. Histogram. Huh? Yes. Of what? 3 universities. PhD graduates. Oh, good. You can get your phone back. Only after the class. Did you hear? Everybody here? No? I don't want to repeat, okay? If you still do not understand what it is, ask him. Right. You guys, if you cannot understand what it is, we check him. Okay? Oh. We check him. Ask him what it is. Okay, now we move to So what's the story? Okay, now you understand the data. So what's the story behind it? What's the story behind this? Random. Somebody's throwing a coin to be a PhD. It's tilted. Only the real. I don't want to. Because of no mistake, I have to correct it. Only this is a random. Only this is a random. Okay, that's a random process. This. So what's the story behind this university? And this is a real data. What's the story behind? Huh? So the story, my understanding is some universities, in totally 152 universities, some universities, it's not random. Some universities have more focus on their minority students. If it's this distribution, then the minority students go to PhD program is random. They just randomly choose. But here clearly see that some universities has a more stronger minority programs. Okay. Like this let's say the two universities, unbelievable, 45 to 50 PhDs in minority. And these guys, 0 to 5, most of them basically do not have their PhDs, minority PhD students. Most of them do not have minority students. And only a few have very, very strong, 45. Think about it. These are real data. 45 to 50 PhD graduates. So these are also very, it's a very strong, very high number, 30 to 35, 25 to 30. So this part, this long tail, these has a strong focus. Probably in this university, all are minorities. The PhD program, all are minorities. Are you following? Yes. It's not random, like we said. So the university, if the minority student you come because it's randomly send the application. They randomly accept admission. They randomly accept. So in that case, will not be like this. Will be like this. Will be like this. So here maybe it's a 10. And so some are fewer, some are more. This showed some universities clearly has a strong, probably all or 90% PhDs are minorities. And also showed most universities no, basically almost no minority PhD. Story. So not just look. You first of all you need to understand the data. Okay. Like if you cannot even understand what it is, then besides the data, you need to know the story behind it. Let's say, like is a seminar. This will be the salary. If we look at the salary, let's say computer program, and let's say this is mostly, I just give it a fake number. Let's say 50,000 a year, okay? 50,000 a year. And here is 100,000, 120,000, 150,000. The real salary should be like this. Instead of randomly, like the boss, let's say you all are computer programs, you all, and your boss is randomly. You're 50, okay, you're 70, you're 30. Then there will be like this. Which is not true. It will be like this. Why? The good ones will get higher. The good ones will get higher. It's not random. The good one will get higher. Same for how wealth the people in Kunming. The wealthy people will become even wealthy. The wealthy people will become even more wealthy. Mostly we are left in this big chunk here. But when you are better, then you are moving towards this end. It's not random, okay? If you study the computer program salary, 50K, let's say you studied 1,000 or 152 programs, whatever. 50K salaries of 60 programs and this. Then you say, oh, it's random, so I don't need to study hard. It's on here or here is a purely luck. It's a random. The boss is throwing out the money. If you catch it, if you didn't catch it, then you are there. No, that's not the case. If you are better, then you are moving towards this end. And this is just the opposite. It's just the opposite of that. How to say? I don't remember the. You can imagine. Okay. I remember it's something like a headache. If you feel pain a little, it's more easier to get more pain. It's more easy to get more pain, and or depression. When you are a little bit depressed, then the same thing happened to normal people. Doesn't matter much, but for a person already feels sad, then it's even easier to push the person into sadder situation. And another thing, maybe it's okay for general people, but will push the person into sadder and sadder, like a spiral, like a downspin. Again, we want to understand the story behind. Okay. And it's also easier to catch if the data is honest or not. So maybe you think when I go to study people's salary, I didn't really study. I just sit at home, give a fake number. And I come in, say, boss, I studied. These are people's salary. The boss look at it, and he knows you are lying. He knows your data is a lie. Person's salary cannot be like that. Maybe you think, what's the matter? I just write a number, compare what I told him. It's just a number. My boss doesn't know if this number is really I got from a phone call or I just write it. This is why many times in news, you see those unbelievable lying numbers. They don't understand the statistics. So they think I just make a number and nobody knows. They don't know if I got the number really on the street or I just got a number on my desk. This will tell. Okay, and everybody following? Okay. The density curve. I have a lot of sand. Okay, one minute. That should be a 3 minutes. Okay, look at the figure. It's page 270. Page 270. And figure 13.6. Figure 13.6. The median and the mean. To be honest, after I finished teaching the class, I don't remember this. Okay, what is the median and what is the mean? Remember? Yeah. Remember? Yes. What is the median? What is the median? Huh? Middle number. Right? Mean. What is the mean? Oh, good. I heard the word. Average. But then have more the visual explanation. I mean, I don't remember the visual explanation after teaching. So the median, if it's perfect, this is normal. The middle number and the average overlapping. Okay. This is easy. Okay. This everything is in the center. However, here and here. So let's say. So here is number. Which number is the median? Which number is the average? Here. So, is this average?
Yes. Yes. Median. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes, no. Yes or no? No? So I'm asking you which one, I know one is the median, one is mean. Which one on the right side is you think is a median or is mean? This one. And this one, huh? So according to the book, the something median or mean is cutting the same area. So this area and this area is the same. This area, because this is how many the total universities. Let's say here, let's cut here. Okay, let me cut here and cut here. So this should be median. This should be median, and this should be mean. The median, make sure I said it right. Yes, I said it right. The median, listen, the median is a middle number, which let's say your school, if you called me and say, teacher, what's my score? And I didn't tell you, I just tell you, accidentally, your score is a middle number. What does that mean? What does that mean? Means the equal number of students higher than yours and equal number of students lower than yours. Right? The median here, let me say this is a 15, okay? Let me say this is a 15. So that means equal number US universities, lower, they have less than, I should say fewer than 15 PhD graduates. And equal number, since we know the total is 152 universities, so we can say 76 universities have a PhD fewer than 15, and 76 universities have more than 15 PhD graduates. Is the area, this area, starting the median, this area. And I want to use a different color. That's it. This blue and red is an equal area. Not necessarily mean is the center. If this is a piece of board, I use a finger. It's not balanced. They don't balance, even though they are the same area. Because this is a longer. When you longer, this is a near, is a closer. So if I use a finger point here, this side will go down, this will go up, because the distance is shorter to my physics. Remember? So even though they are same area, but they are too close to my place. The moment is called moment. Is shorter, and here is even though not much area, but it is far away. A little bit will have a stronger moment. Have a stronger moment. So the median, even though is the middle. To balance, I have to move my finger here. So this is the weight center. This is the mean. This is the mean. It's the weight center. In math, because these are large numbers, even though they are small, but only two universities, but the two has 50. The number is 50. So when you really average them out, even though this doesn't contribute much, 0 to 5, even though there are 50 universities, then 5 times 50 is 250. And here is okay, are you following? Okay.